Hey everybody, welcome to Superhuman Customs. I'm Stephen Human, and today we are doing a custom on a brand new Bane figure. This thing just came out, and my 11-year-old son, this is actually his. He bought it with his own money. Sam, why don't you pop your head in? There's Sam, right there. This is his. Now he wants to do just a couple of detail things, so nothing major on it, just put a little bit of light green on some of the veins and just a little bit of detail work. He wants this, and so we are going to do it. So how about we get started? All right. All right, and today what we're gonna be using, we're just gonna be using a couple of different paint brushes, nothing too crazy. And the colors we're gonna be going with, we're gonna use this green model paint, which goes on pretty light. Which I found, which was nice. So this isn't as thick as the other, it goes on a little bit more of a wash. That's what we're gonna do for some of the veins on Bane. And then we're gonna put a little bit of a wash on some of the just finer details, like on the belt and on his little harness. And then we're going to use just some black craft paint for just a few little details here and there. We're also gonna use some flesh tone of this exact paint in order to fill in some of the stuff on the gloves. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna start out with this flesh tone paint, and we're gonna add it to his hands. Now, sometimes in the comics, these little dots above his knuckles are like brass knuckles, so they would be gray, but sometimes they are actually flesh tone. And with this, like looking at it, they're definitely not, on this particular toy, they're not brass knuckles. It looks like they're going through to the hands. So I'm gonna add some flesh tone using this flesh tone paint. Santa's flesh is what it's called. And we're gonna start going through and doing that. So as you can see, I'm just using a small brush, lightly going into all of these things. I'm getting a little bit of splatter in just a couple of small places, but that's okay, because if it bothers me, I've got my black, and I can go ahead and make that work with just some touch up on my matte black. Now we're gonna use this gray, and we're gonna go through and we're just gonna add some of these little small details on his harness here. And these, I mean, that's the thing, is that the details really make the figure shine. So we're gonna add some of these details in here. All right, so as you can see, we've got all this detail work done. His hands are looking really nice. Now we're gonna go through and we're gonna add some of the green. And I want this to be really subtle. I've seen some other people do it with adding the green, and it's just really, really blatant. I don't want it to be blatant, so I'm just using this. This paint has kind of, I've used it on my Brainiac, and it really went on more almost as a green wash, and that's exactly what I want. So let's go ahead and let's start adding this. Are you ready, Sam?
Yeah.
All right, Sam's ready. See how that goes on nice? Oh, look at that. See, it's nice and light. Oh.
Nice and subtle.
Yep, and then if we have will you get me some toilet paper from over there, Sam? We can go in. You can use your finger. Sometimes I'll use some toilet paper just to get some of these areas. This is perfect. This is exactly what we want. I don't want it to stand out too much. See, I want it to hit so that you can tell, oh, there's a little bit of green there, but I don't want it to be crazy by any stretch of the imagination. And I'm not gonna hit every vein. I'm just gonna try and hit some of these major veins. Oh, this is the perfect paint, Sam. This is the perfect paint. I was hoping this is how it would work. That it wouldn't be anything too drastic. And this was all by accident. I bought these paints when I was doing my first custom, which was the House of El Superman. And I was just experimenting with stuff. I didn't really know what I was gonna do or any of that stuff. And the same thing with these greens. I bought these when I was doing the Brainiac without really knowing, okay, what is it? How is it gonna work? And so I got two. I got one that was more of a glaze and one that was really just a bright green. And the bright green has ended up what I used on his face. Let's get this out of there. I don't want that in there. Now there's a lot of veins in here on the neck. I am not going to go through all of these veins. We're just gonna pick a few and go through, because if we were to do all of them, it would look like he's thrown up green all over himself, and we don't want that. So we're just gonna pick kind of the major ones to hit. All right, so he's starting to dry. We're gonna put the wash on him now and just kind of go through some of these other details, and yeah, let's see what happens. Where it looks good, where it's not gonna draw too much attention. You don't want any one thing to pull your attention in something like this. You know, you don't want it to be blatant, like, oh, look at that custom. You want it to just pop and have people just go, wow, that looks really cool. All right, so here we have him. As you can see, the veins turned out really nice, super subtle. I didn't want things to get kind of crazy with lots of bright greens. And so having this enamel just really did the trick. And then you can see here, I used this new to me, metallic silver paint, really to highlight all the buttons and the buckles and things, all of the metal here. And as I always say, it's these little details that really make a figure just shine. And you can tell here, wow, they just really, really do. It makes him stand out. He looks really good. Even the zipper here, I added a little bit for Sam. He is super happy with this. And so I think that, yeah, this is kind of the stuff that I'm gonna be doing on my Bane figure on the next video. Now the price was on the label here, so I took it off so I could see it. So it doesn't really have a name for this paint. It just says that it's a green enamel. So all you need is a green enamel. So there you go. I'm gonna be working on another Bane next, so stay tuned for that. Subscribe to the channel. We're gonna have a lot of fun showing off all these things, and I'm gonna be getting some more characters, some more figures to be able to customize. So I'm Steve Human with Superhuman Customs, and we'll see you guys next time.